Saturday baseball north of the border. They're going to pack Rogers Center today. It's the middle game of this three-game series. This is a huge series. The Red Sox and the Blue Jays, you cannot overstate how big this series is for both sides. The Red Sox now, as we take a look at the standings, both in the East and the American League wild card, the Red Sox holding first place now for 48 hours. And the Blue Jays have suddenly become a wild card team, and you can see the top four teams in the East separated by 4 games. That's it. Glad as always you can join us for Fox Saturday Baseball. Aaron Goldsmith alongside Tom Verducci will be joining just a short while.
Manager said there's no doubt that he makes us go. They need him to get hot again. Mookie Betts, no doubt he's hot. 26 straight games on base, leads the major leagues in total bases, and I can guarantee you this: he will impact this game somehow. I'm not sure where, at bat, on the bases, or in the field. That's valuable.
He drove in his 101st run of the season last night, a stolen base as well. A 2020 season for Mookie Betts. Fox Saturday Baseball here from inside Rogers Center. It's the Blue Jays, it's the Red Sox, and it's coming up next. Has been scalding hot since moving to the leadoff spot, batting .455. Bogart's the shortstop, batting .301. Got to go a long way down this lineup before you find somebody not hitting .300. That's Hanley Ramirez, .285, but he's homered in back-to-back ball games. Chris Young has torched lefties this season, and Jackie Bradley Jr., his last 8 games, has Diamondbacks batting .345. It will not be an easy task for the veteran lefty Jay Happ, 33 years old, out of Peru, Illinois. Happ on the season has pitched very well, 17-4, a 3.34 ERA. That being said, he's coming off a very short outing, one of the shortest of his season, just 85 pitches, could not escape the third inning against Tampa Bay. That starts things off with strike one to Pedroia. Nobody hotter right now in baseball than Pedroia. Easy one hopper, right back to Happ. And a good start for the veteran lefty as we take a look at the scouting report on Jay Happ, Tom.
Well, he's going up against the best lineup in the American leagues. Very important for him to live on the edges. Throw 72% fastballs, combo of 4 and 2 seamers, but those have to be on the edges of the zone. Stay grounded. I mentioned the 2-seamer. That's been a big change in his game. Career high double plays. He needs to keep those in order. And he actually matches up very well against the Red Sox. This lineup hits .203 against Jay Happ.
Happ had a recent string of inducing a double play ball in 6 straight starts. He's been fantastic at that this year. Now facing Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts a couple of hits yesterday. He was just 1 for his previous 15 before that. And you talk about a bludgeoning in game 1 of this series.
Oh my goodness, that was a mismatch last night in every definition of the word. Yeah, the Red Sox offense pounded out a lot of hits, but the way Toronto played defense and pitched, well, that was one of those forget about it games. Put it behind you as quickly as possible.
Happ gets ahead 1-2 to Bogaerts. Marco Estrada getting the start in game 1 last night for John Gibbons. Gibbons still seems to have pretty high spirits. It's kind of in his nature, wouldn't you say, Tom?
Oh, absolutely. He's a grinder, and he likes the personality of this team. They got a lot of eccentric personalities here. They go up, they go down, they bounce back well.
And you can see what Estrada did last night. In fact, they had the bullpen warming in the first inning. Over 30 pitches in that first for Estrada. Really, for as well as he has pitched this season, recently has not been the same guy. We saw that firsthand last night.
Well, that to me was the classic case of pitching to this Boston lineup. Estrada is a guy who likes to live off the edges of the plate, get chases, and the Red Sox weren't giving him any of that last night. Forced him into the zone and then took advantage of it.
Ortiz on deck. Tulowitzki, 2 outs. Week 1 hopper back to the mound. Now a sharp line drive. 2 outs as it brings in Big Papi. Ortiz, 40 years old, leading the majors in doubles, in slugging, and in OPS. A double last night for Ortiz. His 77th extra base hit this season, tied for the top mark in all of baseball with Brian Dozier. Couple of weak ground balls from Happ. A 1-2-3 inning, just 9 pitches for the Blue Jays starter as we go to the home half. brought to you by Pepsi. Devin Travis at the top of the order, batting .330 since the All-Star break. Right now, a 6-game hitting streak. Josh Donaldson, the longest slumps of his career, 0 for his last 16. Edwin Encarnacion has simply been one of the best offensive players in baseball this year. Bautista has been slowed by injury so far this season. Melvin Upton Jr., 3 for his last 23. SMOAK getting the start at first base. Eduardo Rodriguez, the 23-year-old lefty out of Valencia, Venezuela, coming off his best career, or his best start in his young career, rather. Took a no-hitter into the 8th before it was broken up by Marcus Semien of the A's. You can see his season totals this year. Has pitched much better since the break. No man's land, and it drops in. Taken on a bounce by Young. So right away, Travis now a 7-game hitting streak.
Yeah, that swing fooled Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field. Ball was in the air a long time, but watch the read by Bradley in center field. You see, actually stepped a little bit to his right, didn't come in immediately. The big swing fooled him.
Josh Donaldson trying to get things turned around in the midst of his worst slump since the summer of 2014 with the A's. And Tom, how about we take a look at the scouting report on Eduardo Rodriguez?
Well, this applies not to your local barista, but to Eddie Rodriguez. At his pitches, no tipping. He's a different pitcher than when the Blue Jays saw him back in June when he was tipping his pitches. Power changeup, that's a 2-strike pitch for him. I use plural because it goes 2 different directions. And the support system, where's it been for this guy? The last 8 starts, Red Sox have scored only 17 runs.
I mentioned his last start in the Bay Area on this road trip for the Red Sox. That's a perfect example. Takes a no-hitter into the 8th inning, and the Red Sox get walked off 1-0. One and 2 on Donaldson. Seven strikeouts for Donaldson during this current 0 for 16 slide. He's behind 1 and 2.
He's come out aggressive today. A lot of those strikeouts have come looking out of the box today. Very aggressive.
Easy play for Xander Bogaerts. Has to wait a while, 1 out.
When we talked about Rodriguez tipping his pitches when he faced Toronto in Boston, check out the position of his glove. On your left, that's going to be a changeup. See how the glove is flatter? On the right, the fastball, the glove was more straight up and down. Hitters could see that. They hit him like they knew it was coming because, well, they knew it was coming. Went back to the minor leagues and fixed it, really reworked his mechanics, especially out of the windup, to really limit his motion, especially the way he holds his hands. Boy, has it paid off.
Keep an eye on Travis. Now 4 home runs from the Blue Jays against Rodriguez back in that June start.
Listen, this team is as good as any team as far as finding idiosyncrasies, any tips by a pitcher, getting signs when they're on the bases. Notorious for it in this ballpark. A lot of teams actually will use multiple signs with nobody on base. You see Hanigan just giving 1 sign there. They've got the reputation.
Strike 1 to Edwin Encarnacion. Having an absolutely monster season. Only Nolan Arenado of the Rockies has more RBIs. Only Mark Trumbo. Brian Dozier has more home runs in baseball this season. Hanley Ramirez, a long run for it. And it's 0-2. Well, Tom, how about we take a look at the forward keys for this one?
Aaron, did you know the Toronto International Film Festival is going on?
I've noticed the crowds.
Yeah, so I thought I would borrow from some of the films that are playing here. Gimme Danger. This is an actual film. That's the Red Sox offense. It's dangerous every night. And for Toronto, it's the fixer. That's got to be J. Happ. When you're struggling the way Toronto has been this week, you want your starting pitchers to set the tone. Be the fixer. And I'll see you at the movie theater tonight after the game.
Off of Rodriguez, and a carom right to Hill for the outs. Looks like they drew it up.
Worked on it all spring at Fort Myers. A 1-5-3. He says, I'm okay. This is something here the manager and trainer will come out and make sure he's okay. This ball is scalded off of Rodriguez. You know, he doesn't really finish in great position to become an infielder after he lets the ball go. See, the glove is really not in front of him. The glove is more behind him. Not able to defend himself. As soon as you let that pitch go, you become an infielder. I guess he becomes a comedian too, huh? He's got people laughing on the mound. That's a good sign.
Take another look. He says he's all right, so 2 outs and Travis right behind him at second base. As the sun has now come out here in Toronto. It's be a rainy day. In fact, they have the roof closed. Just opened it up really a few moments ago. Two outs, Travis at second for Bautista. Not having his typical season. Banged up.
Fastballs up and away is where Rodriguez likes to go.
Two DL stints for Bautista this year. A toe injury and knee injury as well. The opposite way. And the sunshine, Mookie Betts. To end the inning, Travis stranded in scoring position. We are through one inning here at Toronto, scoreless. Today's telecast is sponsored by Arm & Hammer and OxyClean, official partners of Major League Baseball. Happy you could join us for Fox Saturday Baseball here in Toronto. Just about to begin the top of the second. No score. Red Sox and Blue Jays as Mookie Betts leads things off, trying to extend a 26-game on-base streak. Tom, is he your front runner right now for MVP?
You know, as you see the mechanism moving up there on the roof as it opened, I don't know if I can call a front runner. He's certainly on the short list. I'm still really wrestling with the whole Mike Trout issue. The Angels haven't played a meaningful game since, I don't know, May. But he's that much better than everybody else, and you have to take a strong look at him. It's September's for. A lot of guys can win it in September. No doubt about it, especially if you're in a race. And you see everyone but Mike Trout still playing meaningful games this time of year.
Look at the numbers for Lindor, the young shortstop, former first-round draft pick for the Indians. He's been fantastic. A guy in the minors that people thought was a glove first guy has been all of that and more in the majors, and now you can see the offensive production has been off the charts.
Yeah. There wasn't enough room on that graphic. Throw in there Manny Machado as well.
The on-base streak continues, 27 games as Mookie Betts draws the leadoff walk. Now there's plenty of talk to be had about the American League MVP, and with more, we say hello to JP. JP, what's your thoughts?
Thank you, Aaron. Well, I have to say I am actually an AL MVP voter this year, so I can't divulge too much of my thought process quite yet, but I do think it's important that the winner come from a playoff team. And actually, I asked both Mookie Betts and Josh Donaldson about that today. They didn't want to commit either way, but I think both of them did talk a lot about the importance of winning the division.
Now, there's no doubt. Here's Hanley Ramirez. Strike one.
We just saw how much respect Hap had for Mookie Betts throughout that at bat, keeping the ball away from him. Guy with 30 home runs, loves the ball inside. The danger, though, you just started the inning with a walk to a guy who can run and get a bag.
Now, Betts 22 steals. He's only been caught 3 times. Ramirez has been red hot lately. His last 10 games batting .400.
See Mookie's eyes looking in, trying to peek to see if he can pick up a sign. Why would you do that? Well, if you're lucky enough, maybe you can see the sign for an off-speed pitch. More likely to take off if you know something off-speed is coming. Hap does not throw a lot of off-speed pitches. Occasional curves and changeups, very rarely. But ideally, that's what you'd like to pick.
The 1-2.
That was one right there. Didn't throw that with a lot of conviction. Change up. He's bread and butter, Mr. Hap. Fastball slider combination. When I say fastball, as we mentioned, Aaron, he likes to mix it up between the 2-seamer and the 4-seamer. In, away, up, down, all 4 quadrants. Back to the fastball away. We saw this last night. The Red Sox just don't bite on these pitches. That's just off the plate. Well executed, well framed. Hanley wasn't buying it.
A full count to each of the first 2 hitters here in the Red Sox second. Strike 3 called. Betts take it off. And he's in easily.
That's an easy call to go 3-2 because you figure Hanley's going to make contact, but he doesn't. Wasn't a great jump because you're counting on contact here. But that pitch does get the plate. You see Russell Martin, really not a good throw. Guy's been battling a knee injury for the last 3 weeks.
Now Betts a steal in the first inning in last night's game, a steal here in the second. In game 2, it brings in Aaron Hill.
We talked about that leadoff walk to a guy who can run. It came into play immediately, and it still does. With Betts at second base, Travis is going to have to shade him back and hold him closer to the bag than he otherwise would, opening up room for Hill. He got caught last night in that situation where a ground ball went through that right side because Travis was caught on the move back to his position while the ball was being thrown.
Two balls and a strike. Now this Red Sox offense by far the best in baseball this year. And it's been that way basically all season. Red Sox have won 6 of their last 8. Chris Young is on deck. 3-ball count to each of the first 3 hitters. You can see #1 overall, not just in the league, but in the majors. Runs, hits, average, of course, a lot of pop, the slugging percentage. Mookie Betts at second. Easy play for Pilar. 2 outs, and Mookie Betts has to stay put. Now Happ breezed through the first inning, a couple of ground ball outs through only 9 pitches, but he's had to work here a little bit in the second.
But you know what, Aaron? I really like his misses. You know, he's not missing over the plate. He's just missing off the plate. Command has been good. You mentioned 3-ball counts. Again, I tip my cap to that Red Sox lineup. It's going to make him get the ball over the plate.
So you're saying that maybe versus another team, those would not have been 3-ball counts?
Absolutely. And this guy right here has lengthened the lineup. Chris Young had a very good year, especially once he's come off the DL recently.
Missed a ton of time. He has crushed lefties this year. And Young not pleased. James Hoy, the home plate umpire.
Chris Young is saying, how can you see that? You're trying to track the ball whether it's over the plate or not. How can you see my barrel crossing the plate? You know what? He's got a good argument. In vain.
Betts taken off to third. Get there easily. Oh, that hits him. So Betts going back. Young is aboard with 2 outs.
I mentioned Jay needs to pitch to both sides of the plate. Here he's trying to come in. And actually, I heard Chris Young say, hit my foot. He called it. And sure enough. Watch Chris Young right here. Well, he stated his case at first about the check swing. He lost that court case. But he won that one. And he's on the bag.
2 outs and 2 on for Jackie Bradley Jr. Looks at a strike.
The only starting player today hitting from the left side for either team.
A couple of left-handers going at it today.
And as you might expect, has normal platoon splits. Jackie much better against right-handed pitching. 241, just 2 homers off of left-handers.
Two outs, two on, and an 0-2 count. Bradley just gets a piece. Back to the glove of Russell Martin. And the threat has come to a close here at the top of the second. Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Hyundai. On to the bottom of the second, scoreless. It'll be Russell Martin, the Blue Jays catcher, to lead things off for Toronto. Looks at ball one. It was a brutal road trip recently for the Blue Jays, and just part of it was Russell Martin a tweak. We can see what happened in the Bronx.
Yeah, this is actually an injury that's bothered him for 3 weeks. See, he tweaks it there. Oh, watch the elbow, though. You already have one bad knee.
Let's take it easy.
But I got to believe he's got to cut down on his swing a little bit, because I just don't think he can generate the same power without the true strength in that knee, that back knee. See the 17 home runs, but it's a pretty healthy cut right here. Had last night off. 2-strike mode right here.
On that road trip we were talking about for the Blue Jays, at Tampa Bay, at New York, they went just 1-5. They were swept in the Bronx by the Yankees. John Gibbons' Blue Jays have now dropped 6 of their last 7. This after a very strong finish to the month of August. You can see what's happened for the Blue Jays this month. Runs are down, and the ERA, Tom, is through the roof.
Yeah, it really has to start with their offense, though. To me, that's the personality of this team.
Only 2 home runs. Russell Martin draws the leadoff walk. Well, we found out earlier today that there was a team meeting for the Blue Jays inside the clubhouse. And to learn more about that, we bring in JP.
Yes, Aaron, Russell Martin and Troy Tulowitzki were among the veteran Blue Jays players who called a players-only meeting today. It began at 10 o'clock, and Aaron, it lasted until around 10:40 local time. So a lot to discuss. We don't know the specifics, but Josh Donaldson did say they reviewed their goals for the season and what they know they have to do to get there.
That sounds like a long one. Here's Tulowitzki.
To me, Aaron, it's almost as if this team had to remind itself that it's a really good team. Because if you watch them play baseball last night, you'd think they were a horrible team. And you wonder if maybe that might have caused some self-doubt, and the veterans were going to nip that possibility in the bud.
A high lift out to deep left field. Young coming in, a few strides. 1 out. Well, suddenly it is the Red Sox with all the momentum. They have held first place now for the last 2 days. Here's Melvin Upton Jr. The Blue Jays suddenly finding themselves as one of the wild card teams. One out, 1 on. Upton just 3 for his last 23. Strike 1.
Well, I'm not sure where this came up at the meeting, Aaron, but what I'm seeing here with this Toronto team, very aggressive. Swings early in the count so far. I actually like that. When you built so much to win offensively, an aggressive mindset after the last 4 games, I like that approach. It's not a team that necessarily is going to be able to run the bases as well as Boston does. Boston's just terrific running the bases, whether it's stolen bases or taking the extra bag. Toronto game built more on the home run.
Scorched left field. Young turning, watching, gone. A 2020 season for Melvin Upton Jr. 2-0 Blue Jays lead.
Again, I like the mindset. This is a fastball up, designed to be up, just not up enough. You saw the target Hanigan gave Rodriguez. Wanted that above the hands. Enough to put a great swing on that ball up. Made sure he stayed on top of the baseball. Again, I love the aggressive mindset. Another first pitch swing.
This time from Justin Smoak. Fourth 2020 season for Upton in his career and his first since 2012. With the Padres earlier this season. Oh, 2 on Smoak. Go back to the start of last year. When the Blue Jays get just 1 home run, how good they have been. Mentioned only 2 home runs this month for Toronto, which would explain their record so far this month.
Yeah, I mean, that's chicken soup for Toronto, the home run, because that just makes you feel good all over. You know, you're feeling lousy after the game last night, team meeting, and oh, that goes down nice. The home run. Okay, guys, now we feel like ourselves, especially for Melvin Upton.
Upton last night, some huge struggles defensively.
That was such a tough night for him out defense last night. The fans were all over him.
Betts nearing the line, sliding after it, and he cannot hold on. That would have been spectacular.
My goodness. I didn't think he'd get close to this baseball. The way he extends himself at the very end, amazing. The reach, it's in the glove. Ah, and out. What an effort. You're talking about going full tilt, closing in on the wall. Boy, is he fun to watch. That's a foul ball, and that's fun to watch.
Instead, Smoak will live to see at least 1 more pitch. Time call.
Yeah, Hanigan and Rodriguez trying to get on the same page. First time they've worked together this year. They had 8 games together last year. That was the 2-strike changeup. That's his go-to pitch. Doesn't matter lefties or righties. Tremendous confidence in that changeup.
Get Smoak swinging. 2 outs.
I mentioned the night that Melvin Upton had last night. Fans were getting on his case. Well, here's why. This is earlier in the game. Looked like he had it lined up, clanks off the end of the glove. This you just don't see happen in the big leagues. No excuse, just clanked it. And this play, he might have had a play at second base, but not after whiffing on picking it up right there. And with the fans getting on his case, he came back in the dugout. The manager, John Gibbons, he's got a great touch with players. Greeted him by saying, "They love you here, don't they?" Melvin had to laugh himself. Love him today, right?
2-run homer. This is Kevin Pillar. Ball's behind 0-2.
Let's see if he goes to the changeup again. You saw him double up on the changeup to Smoak with 2 strikes. If he's got a hitter with a more uppercut swing, what he likes to do is fade it away. More level stroke, like Pillar, they'll have more straight sink. Fastball up.
Missing with 96.
He told me he can change the direction of the ball on the changeup just by the way it comes out of his hand, a little turn of the wrist. pronates it normally for the fade change. Hanigan wants another heater.
An appeal down to first. He does not go. Marvin Hudson, our first base umpire here today. 2 outs, 2 runs in for the Blue Jays here in the second. And a 2-2 count to Pilar. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning by Eduardo Rodriguez. But Melvin Upton Jr. taking Rodriguez deep. A 2-run shot. Fox Saturday Baseball will return to Toronto after a word from your local Fox station. That's where Ryan Hanigan, the Red Sox catcher, will lead things off facing Jay Happ. Nice to be joined in the dugout by Aaron Sanchez, one of the fine starters for the Blue Jays. And Aaron, you are having a fantastic season. Your average fastball is at 95 miles an hour, so you're blowing heat. You're pitching in front of 40,000 people every night here in Toronto, if not more than that. How much fun has this season been for you so far, Aaron?
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. Since the start of trade deadline last year, it's been pretty fun to come to the park and put on a show for these many fans. So it's been a fun ride.
Well, what's been amazing is seamless transition from the bullpen to the rotation. Aaron, what really catches my eye, how efficient you've been with your pitches. Throwing more strikes this year, quicker innings. How has that come about for you?
I think just kind of getting my feet wet here, getting the experience that I hadn't really had. I think for me, going down to the pen and kind of get my feet wet in the big leagues is something that helped. Understanding to attack the zone early. Coming out of the pen, you don't really have time to mess around. You got to get outs quick, and I think that just translated into me starting this year.
Aaron, the conversation, the narrative surrounding you all season long it must have gotten exhausting months ago. How many innings will you throw? John Gibbons talking about how he's been asked by reporters after every start of yours, when's the next start going to come? How have you been able to handle that so well?
Yeah, I think for me it's just I can only control what I can control, and that's going out there and pitching, whether it be every 5 days, every 6 days, every 10 days. That's kind of up to them. I can't really control that. So it's just about preparation and what it takes to get ready to start a major league game. that's the only thing I can really do.
2 outs just by Tulowitzki.
Well, Aaron, why don't you take us into how you feel physically at this point in the season? We know about the innings, as Aaron talked about, but it looked the way you were throwing the ball in New York like it was back in April or May. You look strong.
Yeah, man. You know, I think everybody knows I took that 10-day, you know, demotion down to the minors and kind of gave me a rest for this last push. And honestly, you know, I mentioned to the guys here, it kind of felt like I was coming out of spring training again. I don't think my bodies have really been worn down at all this year, and I think that's something that I take pride in, making sure I get my work done in between starts.
And yet now we hear again your next start may be skipped again. Francisco Liriano may be getting that one. What have you heard?
I just know that I'm supposed to pitch tomorrow, and after that, I think we'll probably sit down and talk about it. I don't know. I know they talked about maybe doing that one more time between now and the time the season's over. But like I said, I can only control what I can control, and that's going out there and making sure I'm ready to go every 5 days.
You know, Aaron, Tom mentioned a few moments ago how efficient you have been with your pitches. So that kind of begs the question, are we at a point now in baseball where this idea of just strictly innings pitched, have we advanced beyond that point? Not every inning is created equally.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that I kind of expressed when there was so much commotion going on, you know, me going back to the pen halfway through the year, is, you know, let's talk about pitches thrown instead of innings pitched. And they really took into consideration, you know, that idea, and maybe that was one of the points for letting me stay in the rotation. Great, Jay.
A 1-2-3 inning with the cheerleader, Aaron Sanchez. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We go to the bottom of the third. MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices and enjoy a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. Devin Travis leads off the home half of the third inning. On a line into left center. Bradley cuts it off. Travis digging for 2, and he's in there safe. Travis is single, now a double.
the aggressiveness once again. Aggressive swinging. You're not going to let that fastball pass by early in the count. And aggressive base running. Jackie Bradley, one of the best arms of any center fielder, makes a nice job getting to this baseball, but he's got to plant and throw. And I think even if that's on line, you're not going to get Travis. And I like so far what I'm seeing in this game in Toronto. That meeting looks like it's had an effect.
Team meeting earlier this morning inside the Blue Jays clubhouse, nearly 45 minutes. Fifth hit of this series rather for Travis. Had a third of the hits last night for the Blue Jays. He has 5 hits in this series. His teammates have combined for 7.
Now Rodriguez is going to have to start mixing in changeups early in the count with all the aggressive early swings on fastballs by Toronto.
Comes inside to Donaldson. Donaldson now 0 for his last 17. Donaldson's last year's MVP in the American League. Of course, the Blue Jays had that remarkable finish to last season. 43-18 down the stretch to win the East. Donaldson a big reason why.
And that last pitch was the changeup at a fastball count, 1-0.
The 1-1.
You see Josh take a lot of pitches because he has a very precise game plan at the plate. And if he does not get what he's looking for, even if it's in the zone, he'll let it go. And that last pitch was something he was looking for. He had a healthy rip at this fastball here. You see Rodriguez wanted it in, leaked out over the plate. And on time, just got underneath it.
Rodriguez giving up the 2-run homer to Upton back in the second. Gave up a double to Travis to begin this third inning. Full count.
That's the changeup that he throws that dives down. Didn't have a lot of fade to it. Because Josh Donaldson more of a flat swing on his swing at the approach, so he wants the ball not to drop into the barrel, but drop below it. It's not close enough to get the swing.